Yo, turn the beat up in Vaughn's dictionary. We ain't spelling right tonight. Nah, we spelling wrong. Step in the courtroom. Words all twisted. Sherrick Vaughn speaking like logic got evicted. Mirandarization, boy, that ain't a word. Whole jury laughing like, what did we just heard? Unlogical motions, compelment too. He realliterate nonsense like deja vu. Try to squash, not quash his own case in flames. Even spell check filed the motion saying, bruh, that's lame. It's a moot point, baby, sinking in the trial. Sherrick Vaughn freestyle, but it's juvenile. Tried to recruit the judge, the clerk, and his crew. But the only thing recused was his brain from the view. Dixon, Tennessee, home of bad
Court calls case People versus Dwight Miller. Okay, Mr. Miller, it's my understanding Mr. Miller is Mr. Miller, I don't know what you're showing us, but what would you state your name for the record?
American State National. All my rights have been violated. They can't.
Did you state your name first?
American State National, man. Your Honor, I've been asking for the whole time, man. There ain't no firearm. There never was a firearm. I was kidnapped. My rights was violated. The lady lied on the scene. She said she called the police, said somebody pointed a firearm at her. Then when the police came on the scene, she made that statement again. And then it was proven, the cameras proved none of that happened.
If you want to try to overtalk me, you can. It's not going to work. Dwight, it's not the time for you to try to litigate your case.
Where's the firearm?
Dwight, just listen. I was just appointed yesterday. Mr. Gaddy gave me the discovery this morning. Why don't we ask for a 2-week adjournment and you and I can talk?
Where's the firearm? Where's the so-called person that's the victim that signed the sworn
Any
affidavit?
objection from the people?
No, Your Honor.
Probable cause conference will be adjourned.
I object.
To
I object.
November
I object.
20th.
I object. I object. I don't get
Objections
consent.
noted and denied.
You violated my
November 20th,
constitutional rights.
2025, 9
I ain't about to write you up. I'm about to send you up in judicial review.
And you know what? So let's do it this way. That hearing will be in person. So if you got something to say, you can come right here and say in person.
My back messed up.
Thank you.
You know that.
Mute him.
You know my back messed up.
You're welcome.
I want to dumber down the ticket. Like I want to fight that.
All right. Court calls the people of the state of Michigan versus Bobby Lee Du Bois.
This is all Zach's fault. Good stuff. Thank you to Zach from LawNerdsUnite.
Behavior in this case is disgusting.
691 FY Appearances Council.
Dwayne and Carrie for the people.
Troy Din, Your Honor, appearing with Mr. Du Bois.
And we are here for a couple matters. We're originally scheduled for a preliminary examination, and then yesterday afternoon, the court received the defense's motion to withdraw as counsel. So let's address that issue first. Mr. Daniel.
Yes, Your Honor. I went to go speak with Mr. Du Bois yesterday at the Western County Jail. We were attempting to go over the 3 hours of body cam videos with him. There was a disagreement as to how to go about viewing the videos. And that Mr. Du Bois then they came upset and told me I could leave. And I said, okay. So I started to leave. And then he started calling me names, calling me a hack, calling me a bitch, all the way to the point where he was let out back to his cell. I believe there's been a breakdown of the significant breakdown of the attorney-client relationship pursuant to the Michigan Rules of Professional Responsibility 1.116. I don't believe I can actively represent Mr. Du Bois in the future because of his attitude. And again, what he wanted to do, it made it really untenable to go through the process of reviewing the videos. And consequently, I feel that I have to excuse myself from the case. So that's why I found the motion to withdraw here.
And just so I'm clear, you believe that you can't continue to represent Mr. Du Bois because of the breakdown? All right. Ms. Carey? I'm beginning to see a pattern here, Mr. Du Bois, and that's, well, I won't say the pattern I'm seeing. But I did see in Mr. Daniels' motion that you, at least as he stated, told him that you work for me and you're going to do things my way. That's not how that works. You're not an attorney. You might think you have the legal training, but based on what I see from your criminal history, your understanding of the law has not bode well for you. So I suggest you start taking the advice of the attorneys that are appointed to represent you, because we are now, I don't know how long it's going to take to get you an attorney. I had planned on today not granting the motion, but based on what Mr. Daniel is telling me that he cannot work with you because the attorney-client relationship is broken down so much, I will grant the request. I'm sorry to the people. I think we're back here for your third time now with witnesses. I apologize. But I will grant the request. I will let Mr. Daniels out of no, you and I went round and round last time. We're not doing this.
So I have a right to address.
Mr. Du Bois, you do not.
Okay, so I don't have a right to be heard in respects to why he's withdrawing.
No,
Because
he's telling bailiff, let's get him out of here. I'm not doing this.
Your Honor, you may approach the other.
You may.
What do you do? Don't be. What's not wrong? So I'm gonna have to check it from the floor. Okay.
It's almost like the judge is tired of that crap with this guy.
I don't want to see the part where child says pretend and we're just playing evidence.
All right, Mr. McDaniel, or I'm sorry, Mr. Daniel, I have signed that order. Ms. Carey, I have a Deputy Harold in the waiting room. I assume that's for you as well. So I will bring him up. So you, and Mr. Daniel can get a copy of the order at the window. Thank you.
John Douglas, man.
Okay, this is just deliciously awful. It's like an eviction, but they know each other. I don't know. The tenant's wearing gloves for some reason. His daughter's got a hat on. The landlord gets a little creepy. It's a nightmare. Let's watch it. It's perfect.
Okay.
Christopher S. Chastain.
Okay, today was the day scheduled for hearing for non-payment of rent. Did you all undergo a mediation?
We didn't come to agreement, Your Honor.
Okay. This is for non-payment of rent, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much do you believe that they owe?
It's another month now, so it's about 3,700.
Not about, so Mrs. Court. And how much do they owe?
3,700.
How much is their monthly rent?
400.
Last time they made payment?
August.
You agree your rent is $1,200 per month?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you believe you have a lawful reason why you haven't paid?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's the lawful reason?
Honor, I paid first and last month's rent and a security deposit. My initial lease with Mr. Douglas on October 1st of 2024. I signed a 6-month agreement for a lease. After the 6 months, my power of attorney, my daughter, who was also my counsel, I requested, as I continued to pay, April, May, we got to June,
His daughter's his counsel. Oh, good Lord. The stupidity is high here. She's actually, she's nice enough, but she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's like a decent person, although she does roll into court with a big hat on.
I asked her to contact Mr. Douglas to see where we were going with the lease, assuming that my other 6 months of my original year would be, talked about or settled. He presented at that time a June lease for 1 year. I amended it once I received it to show that I would prefer to have it to complete my 6 months, which would end at 8/30/2025, with September being the last month of rent that I prepaid in October of 2024. And this is why we stand before the court today.
You signed the lease and you moved in, you said in October 2024?
October 2024.
Your rent was $1,200 a month.
$1,200 a
The
month.
lease was for 6 months.
Correct.
You were supposed to, the lease ended when?
It would have ended March 30th. I believe that would be the 6 month period of 2025.
When it ended, did you move out?
No, I did not.
Okay, so then you went become month to month, correct?
That is correct, Your
And you
Honor.
paid your rent every month?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and then
This is so frustrating. This guy is super sleazy. He just thinks he can unilaterally change terms of a lease without agreement, and all that is annoying. Then in substance, the landlord is effectively right, but he's doing everything wrong and is inappropriate.
in June, you got a new lease presented to you.
In June, I had a lease presented to me through my power of attorney who represented me.
I don't
understand.
I recognize you have a power of attorney, but they don't represent you in this court. So I'm asking you a question. You got a lease from him in June to re-sign a new lease for 1 year.
Correct.
From June to June?
June 2025 to June 2026. Correct.
Okay, but you didn't want to do another year. You wanted to do 6 months.
I wanted to complete my 6 months. That is correct, Your Honor.
Well, I don't know what you mean complete 6 months because you didn't have your month to month at this point.
Correct.
You wanted to, instead of having a year lease, you wanted to enter into a new 6 month lease. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, and you altered or changed the terms of the lease and sent it back to him to agree to?
Correct.
And did he agree to it?
He presents now to court that original lease, that lease I can't say.
Where's the lease that you signed that for 6 months?
This is my original lease
The original lease that you signed in 2024 is what we're talking about?
2025, if that's what you're asking for.
No, I want to know about the 6 months lease or the lease that he sent you this year in June. Do you have a copy of that lease, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And then I don't know what the deal is. Is that the bailiff in a lion sweatshirt? I mean, he looks nice, but he looks like he's at a family gathering for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I have here what it says. It looks like a lease between Christopher Chastain and Christopher Chastain the second or junior.
Junior, yes, ma'am.
Correct? Okay,
Junior Johns. Sorry.
got it. Was the rent raised to $12.30 or is this $12.50? Is that what this says?
The rent is $12.50, but if you pay on time on the first, I'm gonna charge you $1,200.
Oh, I see. It's the discount of $50.
It's discounted $50.
Okay, so it says 6/1/2025 to 6/30/2026, 12 months. It looks like.
Yeah, changing the terms of a contract because you just have the signature page and not telling the other side is what we usually call fraud. And then this guy acts confused because he may not understand all the intricacies of it, but he knows it's wrong. He knows it's wrong, and he knows he's being sleazy about it, but he just does it, and then feigns stupidity, which is not a stretch for him when he shows up in court.
We acknowledge the sum of $1,200 for a security deposit, other terms and conditions, and it says that it was signed by you. What date did you sign this, sir?
I signed it on June 1st.
Okay, and then after you signed it, you sent it to him?
Yes.
Okay, so you were not present when he signed it?
No,
What did you receive back from him?
I got it. His daughter sent it to me.
What did you receive back? Because I don't believe it was this one.
That lease,
I don't- I believe you got
that
this.
page right there. I just sent her.
I believe you got this page. I don't believe you got these other ones. I believe that he changed it. What did you get back?
I don't understand what you mean.
He said that he changed the dates. Let me see what he has. To make it 6 months. So he changed the dates on here supposedly to make it 6 months so that it will go from June 1st. This is not 6 months though, 2.
And excuse me if I'm a Matlock fan.
September 30th.
I didn't give him permission to change those dates.
I didn't get into that.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
just asking you what you received back.
Apologize.
Yeah,
I
I'm asking
apologize,
what did you receive back from him?
I received back for the year. But only thing, see, Your Honor, all I did just sent him the last page. I told him to keep the first page from the year before. So the only thing I sent him just the last page at least to sign it and mail it back to me.
Oh, okay. Is that correct?
Would you repeat that, Mr. Douglas?
He only sent you the last page to re-sign. He didn't send you.
I gave it to his daughter, Your Honor. Excuse me, I gave it to his daughter.
So you're negotiating
Well, at least he wants to give it to his daughter, as you'll see later, in a truly cringy moment.
this with his daughter.
The lease?
Correct. You gave it to his daughter.
Yeah, because I would never call him. He never talks on the phone. I never
Okay.
get him on the
But
phone.
I'm just asking you a question. I didn't
Yes,
ask you
ma'am.
why.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So you were dealing with the daughter. You sent her the last page and said to.
Have him and his son sign it.
Okay. Why would you not send them the other pages? Because
Because they already had the other pages. So I
They
didn't.
couldn't have the other pages that had June 1st through June 2026 if it's a new lease.
Well, I must have sent him the whole lease then. I mean, because
Doesn't sound like you know what you sent them. What's the daughter's name?
Tara.
Sorry, she's got to come up now. You can stand right there.
Right
ma'am.
here.
No, you can stand right next to your dad, I mean. Okay, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
I affirm.
Thank you. You're familiar with the landlord, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so he sent you a lease on behalf of your father?
Correct. He hand delivered it to me on the premises.
Was it one page or a full page?
He gave me one full lease and then an additional lease of the first page and the last page that had 4 Johns. So that was what I was to give back to him with the first page.
Okay, and so the lease was signed and sent back to him?
Correct. After we amended it.
Okay, you amended it based off what?
Based off, we had a 6-month lease from October to, well, it was a 7-month lease, the way he wrote it, till it ended on
Wait, who wrote it?
4/30. Oh, I have the original lease as well.
The way who wrote it?
The landlord, the plaintiff.
Okay, the original lease is what you're talking
Right,
about?
that we entered into October 2024.
Okay, so there was a 7-month lease that expired in June?
So it expired April 30th.
April 30th,
Yes.
okay. And so then June is when you're getting the new lease?
Correct.
And so when that lease came, the terms that he put on there was for 1 year.
Correct.
But you and or your father changed it?
Correct. So
Did you notify him or get his permission to change it?
yes,
Which is number one, wrong.
When?
when he hand delivered the lease to me, he was coming to cut the grass. I was going to pay him the rent. And as I was explaining, the reason why we wanted it to end in September 30th, 2025. So it would be 2 6-month leases. So it'd be more punctual and consecutive. He interrupted me and said he signed off on whatever I put down. So I was explaining it. I'm like, as I started to explain it, he was getting ready to cut the grass. So I assumed he was in a rush. He said,
Okay.
whatever you put down, I'll sign off on it.
So essentially, your position or your father's position is that you wanted the lease to end on the 30th
Correct.
of September.
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Why hasn't the rent been paid, or has the rent been paid since August?
So the initial October 2024 lease, we paid first month rent and last month rent and security deposit. And my father vacated September 17th, 2025.
Oh, they
So,
came September.
yeah, so I have all the payment records showing that we paid first month rent, last month rent.
And
Where's
Sorry, Your
where is Mr. Chasting's the second or junior? He's still in the property?
Yes. It was our understanding that his matter is a separate matter. He failed to show up at the pre-trial.
No, that's not what I'm talking about
Okay,
here.
got it.
I'm talking about the whole concept that your father vacated,
Mhm.
and so thereby he's somehow not responsible. Did they both vacate in September?
No, just my father.
But they're both on this lease, correct?
Correct. My father is listed as a tenant and my brother, to my knowledge, is an occupant, an additional occupant.
Why didn't the brother vacate when the father vacated?
At that time, my brother was in contact, to the best of my knowledge, with the plaintiff. And the plaintiff stated that if he paid September rent, then my brother could stay. But since there was a dispute about September rent, since my dad vacated, we wanted to resolve September rent. And
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And so your property is still occupied by Junior?
I haven't been back over it because I didn't know when the man served his son, he said his son was very angry. He was saying bad things about me. So he said that you probably don't need to go over there. You just stay away from over there and wait till you go back to the court. But John, I got something that I wanted you to see that she texted me about this rent situation.
Okay. The son was served
They got
in September?
son was served and the son gave to the dad, but the dad wasn't there.
That's not my question.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
The son was served in September?
Yeah. No, it was October. Here's my paperwork here. I'm not good at court stuff, John. He was served right here.
September 18th?
Yes.
It said that you delivered it to him personally.
Me? I had a guy
Is your
serve.
name John Douglas?
Yes, ma'am.
You signed this proof of service.
Yes, I did.
It said you served him person. I personally delivered him. You signed this.
Yeah, I did the first time I did.
So what are you talking about his son? It said on the 18th, you served his son on
Yes.
the, so what do you mean somebody told you that he was upset?
Then after that, then when the court went to have them for the eviction thing, the guy went to give him the eviction notice. He was the one that gave him the paperwork to
What
come
eviction notice?
to come to court. When you get them served, to come to court.
That was when that was when you served the demand for possession, or are you talking about there's another proof of service?
This guy on here served him the paperwork
Oh my God, this just hurts.
right here.
Okay, so someone else served the summons, and that's the person who told you that the son was upset.
Yes.
So you knew then that Senior was no longer in the.
I didn't know where he was because I've been trying to talk to this man for 2 months and they would never let me talk to him.
Okay.
I didn't know where this man was.
Okay, and did you ever have an agreement with the brother, with the son
No,
about him
never.
staying in the property?
Nothing. Never said
Okay,
anything to him.
what is the text messages that you want to share? Did you show them to the other party?
I showed them to him when we was here the other day.
Okay. And so what are these?
It's about the rent,
Tell me what I'm supposed to be reading.
she sent me a text and said, well, we changed our mind. We want to stay here for a year. I said, okay. She said, send me another lease. I said, I don't need to send you another lease. Just take the one you got and put the date back to where it was. See what it says? She said she wanted to stay for a year until June. Because originally I told her I don't do 4-month lease. The last lease I would give you would be 6 months. Can I say something, John?
Give me a moment.
Okay.
Okay, I have what purports to be a message. You're Tara, correct?
Correct.
It says amend the Highland Street lease to 1-year lease and mail us a copy. Thank you, Tara. He responded. That was on July 9th. Looks like there was the next communication wasn't until August 2nd. August 2025 rent for Highland in the mail. And it says T. Chastain, which I'm assuming is you, Tara Chastain. Then on August 3rd, he responds, I'm assuming is Mr. John.
To me,
Dan?
I talked to the
John
phone,
Dan?
yeah, that's John
Okay,
Douglas.
got it.
I talked to the
says-
phone.
Hello, Tara. This is John Dan. How do you change that lease from before? Just take the dates and change it back, and I'll change my dates. We don't need a new lease. Thank you. Goodbye. Your response sounds like a plan. Have a wonderful day. Why are we here?
My dad vacated in September.
But you agreed to a lease for a year.
So I did so under duress, Your Honor, because at this point,
Judgment in favor of the plaintiff. There was no duress.
well,
There's
September.
all kinds of flower emojis, smiley faces, flower emoji, sunshine. No duress.
What about September rent? We
No,
gonna get paid.
no duress.
Can we say September?
All I know is that you agreed to a lease. First of
There
all,
was no meeting.
first of all,
so-
you don't have a right to change a document that was signed by the landlord without their permission. That's not how
He gave
contract.
permission
that's-
verbally.
That's not what he said. And I don't have anything here that would
I know.
corroborate that. Not only that, this text message on August 3rd is pretty much, how did you change it in the first place? He was not made aware. When you enter into contract, after someone has signed it, you don't get to change it and then expect them to have knowledge that you've changed terms. The other thing is, I don't know the nature of this power of attorney situation that you got going
brought
on,
this my power of attorney.
or why he has a power of attorney, because it sounds like he can handle his affairs on his own, is what it appears to me. But this creates additional layers of confusion. The other thing is, the lease is not just for Mr. Chastain, it's for him and Junior. So he can't just vacate and leave his occupant there. That means he's still holding possession of the property. I don't see anything that there was a new lease. I don't see anything that there's a new text message where we know, or communication where we notified the landlord, we're vacating, and per your agreement with Junior, you all can move forward. I don't have anything.
I have something.
You have what?
We did send a notice of intent to vacate in August, and also sent a response to his demand for possession and non-payment of rent. I sent a response to him stating that if he chooses to continue with Chris Jr., it will be under the terms of a new lease. The only reason Chris Jr. stayed in the premises is because Chris Jr. was under the impression through verbal.
You can't speak on behalf of Chris Jr.
Correct.
He had to be here to speak on his own
Correct.
behalf.
But I do have a notice of intent to vacate that was dated August.
That you said after you said that you wanted a lease for 1 year.
Yes, dated August 29th, correct. And then the
You
response.
can't break your lease. Sure, you can't ask for your lease for 1 year and then break it. And you were presented a lease for 1 year. You don't get to, the tenant doesn't get to decide, well, I'm gonna do a lease for 4 months instead. That's not how this works. If you want that level of control, you need to be a homeowner.
Even if it was, we gave them a verbal notice that like, we had the intention of vacating in September and we did, or my dad did.
I don't know what you mean.
And also there was.
You mean that when you were presented with the lease, you had intentions of vacating?
Right, when he
What
presented
are you pointing to, sir?
It says you must give me a written notice, 30-day notice in writing.
I did,
Okay.
I
But
did.
can I say something?
So wait a minute. So I'm trying to clarify what she's saying. What you're saying is that when your father was presented the new 1 year lease, you're saying that there was plans for him to vacate in September?
Correct.
So why would you send a text message in July to say, we'll take a 1 year lease, mail us a copy, thank you, smiley face?
Because he sent me a voicemail saying he couldn't do the format, he rejected the lease that I presented to him. So at that point, I'm like, okay, he didn't remember saying I could sign off on anything. And
If he rejected the lease, then that means you're still month to month and you could put your notice in.
Yeah, and
But the problem is you now ask for 1 year.
But my dad didn't. Sorry, go ahead.
may I clarify?
It can't be I'm the
Yeah,
power of
yeah.
attorney and then now my dad did. You can't do that.
Well, I'm saying it
Yeah.
wasn't a meeting of the minds. Go ahead. Sorry.
So I apologize.
Yes, sir.
for clarity purposes, why it was worded that way. 6 months original, and another 6 months was the year which was trying to be.
I'm completely clear on what you wanted, sir. I'm completely clear. What I'm saying is, when he presented you a new 1-year lease from June to June, neither you nor your daughter have the authority to alter the terms of that lease. What I have here that your daughter has presented, there's whiteout all over this, okay? This is the original. Where did you send him?
It's not my writing, man.
No, what did you send him? Because this is the original.
Yeah, I amended it.
Yeah, but what did you send him then?
I said, he gave me an extra copy of the first and last page, so I amended both documents.
Oh, yeah,
And
and sent it back.
yeah.
And so his communication that I have here is he wants to know, how did you change the lease dates in the first place? He doesn't agree that he gave you authority to amend and do that. And you wouldn't have authority to do that.
Okay.
And so if you wanted to negotiate a new lease, then that's fine. He would need to sign off that he's okay with amending this. I've never heard of a 4-month lease. And so you were month to month. You don't get to now.
We could have stayed month to month.
You could have stayed month to month,
Okay.
or you can enter into a new lease agreement.
I did ask.
You tried to enter into a 4-month agreement. He rejected, and your response was, okay, we'll take a 1-year lease.
I did ask him if
You
he
could have stayed month to month.
I did ask him that at the time, and he said, put down whatever you want, and I sign off.
He doesn't agree that happened.
I even in after the original lease of October, I sent him a addendum to renew the lease, stating that we wanted a month-to-month lease.
Well, you were already month to month then.
Okay.
And you could have stayed month to month. You could have communicated, we want to maintain month to month because we want to move out September 30th.
Yeah.
So I apologize.
Yes.
So I had the right to continue the month to month and not have to inquire his preferences of a year or 6 months. That's where this confusion.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that was necessarily his preference, because you had been living there for a couple months without a lease.
Right.
You were already month to month.
And
It sounds like you wanted a new lease.
I inquired for him, his preference of a year or 6 months. I hadn't heard from him.
He said he hasn't heard from you. So there's obviously a communication breakdown. And then you have your daughter sometimes handling your business.
Well, for this property, yes, I do at all times. So
Well, then you can't, when you're saying you inquire, I don't know if that means you reached out to him directly or if your daughter, I don't know what that means.
I asked her to reach out because I was confused as to where we were at, not thinking he would allow month to month, which I was paying because the 6 months had expired. First month's rent, last month's rent, and a security deposit.
Okay, and he was allowing it. I don't know.
So
He's represented in this court that you all were friends long before this, I'm assuming. And so maybe he would have allowed you to do month to month to September. I don't know. That's not for me to decide. What I do know is that we have a situation where a lease that was altered after he signed it, and you can't do that. And then I have some communication where you, and I don't have anything prior to that where it's, it tells me that you all were talking before this. I just have where you request very nicely to amend the lease to 1 year. And his response is amend the lease. Like, I never changed. How did you change it in the first place? Just go back to the original and fix it back.
I thought we had to be in a lease, which is why I responded. I didn't know we had an option.
Either way, you said it sounds like a wonderful plan. You did not appear to be in any duress. And then your father has maintained this property and then left his occupant in that property. And you say you sent a notice of intent to vacate.
Mm-hmm.
When did you send that?
August 29th.
Did you receive that?
Yes, ma'am. Can I say something?
Yes.
I didn't get to know. She sent it on, but I didn't get to like the 6th and 7th that next month. You got to get it on the 1st because I got to give 30 days. She sent it after the 1st. She should have sent it. She might have mailed it on the 29th, but it has to be to me by the 1st, ma'am. It does, young lady. You're a beautiful young lady.
Sir, that's not appropriate. Okay, so you received the notice of his intent to vacate Let's see, tenant, senior. It only says senior. I don't know why we're not addressing your brother in this. For some reason, you believe that there was, and you said there was another communication about your brother,
Oh, yeah, when he presented the demand for possession,
which was after this.
yeah, I responded. And to my understanding that agreement, we were making an agreement. He gave me verbal punishment. I didn't get it in writing that I could, amend the lease to our preferences. So when we got the notice of demand for possession, we was confused. And so my brother did want to stay, and to our understanding, I just responded to that and said, let my dad off this lease and come to a new lease agreement with my brother so we can start in October. Last September be my dad's last month, which we prepaid the last month.
That sounds like negotiations that you were trying to do after the eviction was started, which could have happened. Your brother never came to court.
Yeah.
He's still on the property. I don't even know where he is.
Is he still there? Yeah? I don't know. I ain't been over there.
Well, at
I'm
this
gonna go up there
point,
when I leave
you could have defaulted him a long time ago because he failed to
Well,
appear.
we grew up. I consider him like my family still, and I didn't want to put I didn't know if his son had anywhere to go. I didn't want to put that man out on the street until we got this straight.
Well, you consider him like your family. You want to put an eviction on his record still?
Then he get my money.
We gave him
Yes.
September, and I do have evidence of
Yes.
September. So October
Yes, I
would be
do.
the new, in my opinion, October will be what's in question. If my brother is still in the
The brother's still in the property, we think.
Well, I'm gonna have to do the next step to get him out. Then if they don't, unless they want to start paying my money and stay, I don't care.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to continue. The default is entered, so you can. When was it entered? The first free trial. Yeah, so you can get a judgment so that you can have the brother removed at this point for his failure to appear in court. And then there was a file for money judgment. I have to stay here.
Your can I say something else to you?
Give me just a moment.
Okay,
There
just
was
a
a money judgment filed. Yes.
I was calling her dad one time to try to get him on the phone, and he didn't answer. So me and my girlfriend said, I know you're monitoring your dad's phone, and she texted me back. And then she gave me this big, long text talking about, well, you can let my brother move in. He gets Section 8, he get $800 a month. Maybe you should drop your rent to let him stay here.
Okay. What evidentiary value is this story for me, sir?
It's on my phone.
No, I'm trying to figure out what you want me to do with it because I've already given you evidence.
Because I feel like she just abandoned her brother and kicked him to the curb. I just left
She
him.
abandoned her brother?
Just left. She know he can't. He can't afford to put that building.
Why is she responsible?
I feel like she took her dad from her brother and took him out of the house.
She took her dad from her brother.
That's how I feel. I might be wrong.
Young man?
He's 40.
Yeah, 40 something.
Judgment in favor of the plaintiff.
So this
we're not responsible for our grown brothers.
Okay.
So is this a judgment against my dad?
Is a judgment
For
against
September rent or?
exactly because the rent has not been paid.
September was prepaid. I have
There's first, last, and security that you
Right.
received.
Right.
And you acknowledge it in there, but it's now November. That's the issue.
Okay. So it's for October rent.
October and now November.
Okay. So it's two judgments, one against my brother.
He's already been defaulted,
Right.
correct. And now there's a judgment against him. Money judgment is a little bit different.
Okay.
Because the brother is still occupying the property. He did move out in September. And you have a new lease, sir?
Yes,
Do you have proof of this new lease?
digitally, yeah, with you.
Visually, yes.
Digitally, Your Honor. But we can't present it paperwork after court.
I would like to see the copy of the new lease. Just to ensure that he has.
Apologize, Your Honor.
No worries.
Rule in my favor, and then I'll give you the evidence after the hearing. That's not how this works.
Yeah, utilities.
You can have some time to look through what
Okay.
you need. I'll take the next case, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Mr. Douglas, Mr. Chastain. Mr. Douglas,
Yes, ma'am.
you can come back up. Because Mr. Douglas, my understanding is this was a lifelong friend of yours, correct?
Yeah.
And what is your actual goal? To get your money, correct?
Give my, this is what I really want. All I want this man to talk to me and they could, I wanted to stay there to June and they could just give me my money to June and go on about their business.
Okay, and
Just pay
then
the rent for the house up to June and then just leave and get your
June
son
of
to,
2026?
I mean, excuse me, to December of this year because they don't want to be there. If that man,
They're not even in the house
I
right now.
know, but his son is still there.
The son's been evicted. You
Okay.
could have got him kicked out a long time ago.
Whatever. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about that.
Okay, so he vacated. You have evidence that you got a new lease?
Mhm.
Did he provide you notice of that he was vacating in September,
Yeah, I didn't get it to October.
October? I thought you got it
It was dated.
the first week of September. You told me.
The eviction.
She
notice?
sent it in August.
Till September, yeah, September. I didn't get it. What? My memory's not that good, Judge.
Well, that's not good. Okay, and you live in Indiana now. It's not okay. So doesn't even live in the
I have a problem with, thinking.
state. I agree that you need to give them 30-day notice. And so I'm only going to construe 1 month against them because they notified you that they were vacating. They hit this one.
They didn't notify me. They're supposed to give me 30 days notice, but I didn't get.
That's why I'm giving you 1 month rent from them because they notified you a few days late.
Okay.
And so they're still responsible for another month rent because they need to give you 30 days. But he vacated since then. And you could have continued with your eviction against the son if that's what you wanted to
That's what we'll
do.
do then.
You did at this point, you don't have to because you got a default against them, and I'm going to give you money judgment against the son. Their money judgments will be different because the son is still holding over the property. They are not. He's vacated, and the son is
I
40.
said, by them having that lease, they can just leave like they did.
Didn't you put in the lease that they got to give you 30 days notice?
But that's just when they get ready to move. That's not for just to leave at any time. That's when you get ready to move.
Yeah, I'm not giving you rent until June of 2026.
I don't want no rent till June of 2020. I just wanted them to pay me till December.
Yeah, you've evicted them at this point. So the eviction is going to be construed as of today for them. But I'm only giving you rent for them as of the time that you got notice, considering the fact that the notice was late. Okay, that's what you're getting from them. You can get rent up until November for your money judgment from the son because he's still holding over the property.
Okay, so you said by my lease in 30-day notice when you get ready to move, that's they can move anytime. Just give me a 30-day notice.
No, they can't. But at this point, they're being evicted. I can't give you rent
Okay, I
until
got you,
December.
got you.
I mean,
Understand,
because
got
they're
it.
being
I
evicted.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it now. I get it.
So, judgment for possession against both, or at least for him, you got default against the son. Money judgment. The son was served personally, is my understanding. So
Yeah.
a money judgment should have entered on that default. If it didn't, we'll make sure that happens. And then money judgment for 1 month as to senior. Okay. Any additional matters for the record?
No.
For the
Thank
record,
you.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yes.
Just how would the last month rent that was prepaid come into play?
The last month, which was supposed to be, which you thought was covering September, correct? But I'm holding you responsible for October rent
Okay.
because you didn't give full 30-day notice.
Okay.
And so you're now being evicted. The law tells you what you need to do with the security deposit. They need to do that
I
with the
did.
security deposit. Otherwise, you don't get to take a claim to the security deposit. You understand that?
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. Say that again. I'm not.
The law tells you as a landlord what you're supposed to do with a security deposit. I can't apply it.
I did file a counterclaim for the security deposit. I e-filed it.
The security deposit is not at stake right now because the eviction just took place.
Uh-huh.
The clock ticks now now that the property is vacated, or once it's vacated, he has to go in and do a walkthrough of this property.
May I present the counterclaim as far as
The counterclaim is not going to, that can be severed and dealt with at another time.
enough time? Okay. I got you. Thank you.
Okay, so since They left like that, and I evicted because they didn't pay me rent. So that means that now that the lease is no good, right?
There's no lease, it's done.
Okay. Okay. I didn't understand, man. That's
Yeah,
what
no
I'm-
worries. The lease is done because it's been broken.
I understand now.
And you still have someone still in there that's
Yes,
not
ma'am.
paying. So now you need to use or get a judgment, a writ from the judgment, because you got a judgment to execute getting him out of the
Where's it?
property.
Where's my? Will I
You can
get?
go down to the civil department and file for eviction.
Okay, but the judgment, will I get that from you guys?
For today's case, you will. You should have already gotten the.
I never got anything to the mail.
Okay, we'll make sure you get
They
it.
said I was gonna get something in the mail. I never got it. That's why I never did anything.
We'll make sure you get a copy today, sir.
So then once I get this thing for him to leave, then I pay the guy to go over there and serve him again.
To serve who?
The guy, his son, the guy's son in my apartment, in my house.
How you get the person or who you pay to execute the judgment is up to you, okay? You can talk to the civil clerk's office about your options of who you can pay. So I don't know who served the original, and I don't know if there's someone who can serve this execution.
Yeah, and also you're not his attorney.
You
I
need to talk-
know who that
You need
is.
to talk to the civil department, okay?
I didn't know
Your
if I was
options.
supposed to take it over there too. Am I supposed to have somebody do it? I talk, like you said, I'm doing like you said, man.
Yeah, talk to civil. They'll give you a list of
Yes,
who
ma'am.
to use, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Everything is beautiful.
Thank you.
The way you conducted it, I just, thank you.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the default.
Oh.
Just this one, right?
Say he didn't get it, that's why I get it.
Oh, yeah.
We just
I
give
just had
him
a
a-
question on this one.
Yes.
Holy wow. That's messed up.
Ah, that was delicious. That was delicious. Just a lot of, I think there was a lot of legitimate misunderstanding mixed with a lot of intentional misunderstanding, i.e. sleaziness. And then we had a nice side of creepy. Meanwhile, underneath all that, I was torn on this because there's all sorts of law going on. And I could break it down. The judge was on top of it. She was very sharp in terms of applying the law because it gets weird. It gets weird. You have an offer acceptance. Actually, you don't have acceptance. You have offer, and then you have a rejection and a counter demand, and then you revert to a month to month, and then you start a new lease. And she's following all that because she does it. She's correct. The judge was very sharp on that point. But she's following all this and applying it, and they're understanding none of it. The tenant was trying to sleaze out of paying rent and playing a game and like moving out, but leaving his son there and still occupying the premises. And the landlord was trying to creep on the tenant's daughter. I mean, nobody comes out clean here. It's just disgusting all the way through. You're welcome. Thanks for coming out.